Joden Story by Ruby Dixon. Josie. Joden, time for bed! I call out, rubbing my lower back. It's been a long day, and I'm looking forward to relaxing by the fire once the kids are in bed. My little Joha fell asleep shortly after dinner and is curled up in her furs, sucking her thumb. She's such a good kid, and I feel a surge of love looking down at my sweet baby girl. I rub my belly absently as I do. This third one will be a girl, too, I think. I'm carrying high again, and I did when I was pregnant with Joha, so I feel confident it's another little female. I love the thought. Not that I don't want another little boy, but right now one Joden is all I can handle. To my relief, my son vaults towards his bed and flings himself into his furs. Story time, Mama! Yep, I'm coming. I touch Joha's sleeping cheek one more time and then waddle over to Joden's bed. I'm only about 8 months pregnant, out of the 14 or so I can expect with a Hafsaqui baby, but I feel ungainly early this time. I make it over to Joden's bed, and then Hayden, my mate, is right there with my favorite stool, setting it down at the head of Joden's bed, so I don't have to get down on the floor. He touches my braid with a small stroke of his hand and supports my back while I sit down, and then moves to the fire, turning the coals to lower the light. Since we live in a one-room hut, bedtime comes early for us and the kids, but I don't mind that. It means I get to spend a few cozy hours snuggled with my mate, letting him rub my belly or my feet or other parts of me. I glance over at Hayden, his long braids swaying as he squats near the fire, and think dirty thoughts about him. It's hard not to. I made it the sexiest man in the tribe. Mama, a story! Joden says, exasperated. He tugs on my boot. You said you had a new one for me tonight if I was good. Did I? I lean down and adjust Joden's furs, smoothing them over his little body. I'm not sure how good you were today. I was my best, he reassures me. I only pulled Joha's hair once and she didn't even cry. Oh, Lord. You shouldn't pull Joha's hair at all, baby. She's little. She wasn't listening to me, he says, as if that explains it all. On the other side of the hut, Hayden snorts with amusement. We both noticed our son seems to have a strong mix of both our personalities, my love of talking and Hayden's impatience. It gets my Joden into more trouble than it should sometimes, but I love how clever my son is. He's the smartest kid in the tribe, I think. Of course, I'm a biased mommy. A story, I murmur. Let's see. I told you Gilligan's Island last week, right? And the Brady Bunch, she agrees. And Battlestar Galactica, and the Power Rangers, and Pokemons, and Sailor Moon. Have we covered all of that? My goodness. I'm running out of pop culture stories to tell my story-loving son. How about a song tonight? He wrinkles his nose. I'm not sure. You have a funny voice, Mama. That's not nice to say to your mama, Hayden calls out in a low tone, but I can hear the amusement he's trying to hide. Mama's voice is perfectly fine, I tell him. How about I sing the song for you, and you can learn it and tell all the others about it at school tomorrow? There's one thing my Joden loves, it's a story. There's a second thing he loves, it's a story to share with friends so he can be the center of attention. Joden thinks about this for a moment. His little face so serious and so Hayden-like for a moment, my heart squeezes like it does every day. Eventually he nods. This is a good idea. I'm glad you approve, I tell him, amused. I smooth his baby-fine hair back from his brow, thinking. I decide on nursery rhymes after a moment. Not Humpty Dumpty, because that one gave him nightmares for days. Something benign. And then I have it. How about Twinkle Twinkle? He settles into his blankets, pulling them up to his chin in his I'm listening pose. I clear my throat, remembering the Mama has a funny voice comment from a moment ago, and begin to sing, Twinkle, twinkle, little star. Mama, he says. What, baby? You're cheating. I'm what? You're cheating. He gives me a very disappointed frown. That's the same song as ABC's. What? The ABC songs that Ariana taught us? That's the same song. You're making this up, aren't you? His lower lip juts out. I try to swallow my laughter, glancing over at Hayden. He's still stone-faced, but I can see the barest twitch in his mouth. This kid is his son, all right. I promise you, I'm not making this up. This is a song I learned when I was a little kid. It doesn't matter that it has the same tune as the other one. It's a different song, a very old one. The frown on his face isn't going away, and I want to laugh at his too serious little face. Do you want a song, or do you want to go straight to bed, my little music critic? I want a song, he decides. All right then, I pause and begin again. Twinkle, twinkle, little star. Mama. Oh, Lord, what? I thought you said the lights in the skies are stars. They are. And you said your home planet comes from the stars? That's right. And that stars are suns. Yes. Joden gives a little frustrated sigh. Mama, those aren't little. You told me they're very big because they have to keep the planet warm. They just look little from where we are. Let your mother sing, Joden, Hayden commands. When Joden goes quiet again, I continue. How I wonder what you are. Mama, you just said they were stars. He gives a little shake of his head, his mussy hair flopping into his small horns. You don't have to wonder. That's the lyrics to the song. This song is very silly, Mama. I can't help but laugh at my critical little son. I suppose it is. Let Mama sing it anyway, okay? Okay, he pauses, then sits up and says, but I'm not sure I like it. Well, we won't sing it again after tonight, then. I lean down and pat his pillow. Lie back. When he does, I put my hands on my lap and continue. Twinkle, twinkle, little star, how I wonder what you are. Up above the world so high. I get to that part without interruption, so continue. Like a diamond in the sky. What's a diamond? Yeah, I knew that was coming. It's a very pretty rock that looks a bit like ice. Why would rocks be in the sky? They're not really in the sky, it's just the stars that sparkle. Rocks don't sparkle. Some do, Joden. No, they don't. Yes, they do. Diamonds are so pretty people wear them on their necks and ears. People wear rocks. Yes, some do. And there's a rock called Pyrite that looks like gold and is super sparkly and... What's gold? Joden. Hayden's tone is impatient. You're going to wake Joha up. Let your mother finish the song or you're going to go to bed without it. His little brow goes down, and the pout on Joden's face is all me and hysterical to see. Yes, Papa. All right, I said, thinking. I got so sidetracked by Joden's question that I've totally forgotten where I am. Where are we? Rocks on people's necks, my son says helpfully. Right. A short time later. Okay, maybe not so short a time given that it's Joden. The fire is nothing but coals, the song is finished, my son is asleep, and I'm exhausted from evening story time. I get up from my stool, rubbing my belly again, and move towards the furs I share with Hayden. My mate has been moving around the hut as I did bedtime duties with our son, straightening up. He moves and checks on both Joha and Joden before coming to my side and putting his arms around me from behind, resting his chin on my head. His hands cup the bulge of my belly as if checking on our third child as well. Every night, I murmured, both amazed and tired by my son and his analytical little mind. There's nothing Joden loves more than story time and dissecting every bit of every story. That one is all you, Hayden tells me in a low voice. He just loves to hear his own voice. Oh, please, he's totally your son. My mate makes a sound of disbelief. How so? Because he doesn't believe a single word I say and questions everything. Gee, I don't know where he gets that from. Hayden chuckles, and I feel a tired grin spreading over my face. His hands slide up my breasts, swollen with my latest pregnancy. I believe some of the things you say, he offers me, thumbs stroking over my nipples. Like when you tell me to go harder, or faster. Shh, I whispered, scandalized, and turned on at the same time. The kids will hear you. They are asleep, he says into my ears, and then nips on it. Shall we get under the furs, and I can rub your tired feet? That sounds wonderful, but my feet aren't what I want rubbed at the moment. As long as you promise that's the start and not the finish. Always. A good hunter is happy to rub his pregnant mate wherever she likes. And that's how she keeps getting pregnant, I retort. But I crawl into bed with my mate and let him rub anything he wants. Now come to bed so I can give you my version of bedtime story for adults. My favorite part of the evening, my handsome mate teases. Mine too,